Hey guys, and welcome to episode 15 of Surgan's Feed the Beast Season 3 Let's Play. I'm sitting here in my base, and if you remember last episode, we were dealing with advanced genetics, and we had injected ourselves with a no-fault gene. So now I can just go and fall from any height and be fine. Well, that kind of leads me into the next thing that I'd like to do. I'd like to have flight. I'm tired of having to run around, uh, and I just feel slow all the time. So what I'd like to do, let me go back here. Let's start with, I believe it's close to the end. There it is. A jetpack. Now, the jetpack requires quite a bit of steel, so that's going to be fun in itself. But the other thing that it requires is fuel. And we're going to need ethanol to even use it to fly around. So I think that's going to be our best bet to start with. And to make ethanol, what we need is a fermenter. So let me go ahead and let's see how much steel we have. Okay, looks like we do have quite a bit. Let's go downstairs because that's where... Oh, I forgot. I'm now on the multiplayer server. I don't have my my workbench for rotary craft. That's okay. We can go ahead and make one again. So I am going to need a work table. So I'm going to need a few bricks and some stone slabs. Let's see what I have. Do I have any bricks? I do. And the work table's easy enough. Okay, so now we have our work table, and I'm just going to go ahead and place this right here. So it's within easy reach. And so what we're going to need is we want to make a fermenter. So let's go ahead and we need some steel, some base plates, an impeller. Now the fermenter needs a couple of things. One, it's going to need water. Two, it's going to need power. So this is not something that we probably need to run all the time. So it might just be fine to place it down right here and just input power. Looks like it needs to be input from the back. So we should just be able to set up our industrial coil to go right into it. And it's not optimal. It's not at the optimal temperature, but it's good enough to work for our needs. Now again, we're going to need water. So let's see if we can set up a way to get water into it. Actually, the industrial coil, the nice thing about it is we can actually just pick it up. So let's grab our screwdriver here, angular transducer, and pick both of these up. We should have a lot of power in it. Yeah, there's a lot of power. So the reason that I wanted to pick it up is because I do have some water out here. And I already have this set up. So what's the point of redoing a whole setup if all I need to do is plop this down, and you can see right here when I'm not dying, you can see right here it's just going to fill up with water. And the nice thing is being right over the water, that actually puts us right in the temperature range that we need. So what we're going to need is we're going to need to make some yeast. And to make yeast, right here, we need sugar and dirt. So unfortunately, let me see if I can grab it from back here. I can. Let's go ahead and just grab a stack of sugar. And do I have dirt in my system? Not enough. Enough to get us started. So sugar and dirt. That should get started once we give it some power. I'm just gonna go ahead and give it more power than it really needs. Go ahead and give it some power, and it should go ahead and start processing for us. Now, I'm going to go ahead and grab some more dirt. Actually, I might not even need it. Let's grab some more anyway. Not too hard, and it's just right in here. Let's throw a little bit more dirt in here just to make sure we don't run out. And once we have the yeast, we want to make ethanol. So ethanol is made by cooking up sludge. Well, sludge is made with yeast, and we need some kind of organic plant base to put in the bottom. Leaves we can use, and it just so happens that I should have a bunch of leaves. 38. So that may not be enough. Let's see if we have anything else organic we can throw in here. I could probably use sugar cane, but I really don't want to. And as far as saplings, I really only need one. One will get me a tree. So let's go ahead and come out here, see how our yeast is doing. It's almost done. I'm going to let this finish up, and then we can take our yeast and turn it into ethanol crystals. Okay, so now our yeast is finished up. And I went ahead and grew a few trees and used shears on them to get some more leaves. I'm going to use the witchwood leaves first because I really don't need them. And we'll go ahead and throw our yeast in here and our leaves, and that should go through and make us some ethanol crystal or sludge. I guess witchwood doesn't work. There we go. So now we're going to get a whole bunch of sludge, and this we can actually take in here and throw it in the furnace. I'm going to let that cook up, and it should give us some ethanol crystals. Go ahead and clear everything out here. And there we go. Now, we should end up with about 2 stacks. So I don't know how long that's going to last. As far as the jetpack, it does say that the jetpack uses quite a bit. So we're going to have to find out. And I wonder if it uses a yeast every time. It doesn't look like it does. So we may end up with quite a bit of sludge. Well, that gives me an idea. Just for future planning, let's go ahead and go down here, and I'm going to tell it this furnace cooks sludge. So now any sludge that I throw into my system should automatically get cooked up for me and turned into ethanol crystals. So now that we have that, let's go ahead and start working on our jetpack. So we're going to need quite a bit of stuff. Now, since I need a base plate, I might as well grab them since they're already in there. And let's see if we can get everything together. The nice thing is because we have the AE system, it's very easy for us to go through and just put everything together. So this shouldn't take very long at all. So we have 2 compressors, and I'm going to need, well, this might, 2 of these. And last thing, reservoir. Okay, so I'm going to need a couple more base panels. That should be good. So first, reservoir, our combustors, our compressors, diffusers, and base panel. Is that not right? Oh, it's just in a crafting table. And jetpack. Nice. Now, the bad thing is we're going to have to take off our chest plate. We can't add it to a steel chest plate. The only chest plate that you can add the jetpack to is going to be a bedrock chest plate, and we're nowhere near ready for that. But what I will do is, just in case I don't need flight and I need the extra protection, I will put it in here so I have it for later use. So let's see how we're doing on the ethanol crystals. So we have 37. Looks like it's a slow process here, but it is cooking it up for us. Okay, so now I have a lot of ethanol crystals. I actually ended up with more than I thought I would, and that's only from 1 stack of yeast. So I'm going to have to fill up my jetpack. And to do that, I'm going to need one more item. And if I pull out my Rotary Craft book here, what I need, let's see if I can find it here, is the filling station. And it tells you the filling station is used to fill the tanks of fuel-powered items like the jetpack. So I'm going to need a little bit of liquid pipe, another reservoir, which I know the reservoir is made with these base plates. There we go. So let's go ahead and make some of these base panels. And it doesn't hurt to have extra. And I'm also going to need an impeller and some liquid pipes. So I need some glass and some of the HSLA steel. So other than that, I should have everything that I need. So let's see where the HSLA steel is. Got a little bit of it. And then I just need some glass. And I actually only need 3. So we take our glass and our steel and make us a few liquid pipes. We can take our base panels here, make a reservoir. And I should be able to, just like this, make our filling station. Now the filling station does require power. If I go back to the page here, it does require power. It only requires basically 1 kilowatt. So we can actually make that with another DC engine. And so I just need a shaft unit, which is easy enough to make. I'll just go ahead and make that in here. I need one shaft unit. I probably will not need the liquid pipes because I have it in crystal form. I have the ethanol in crystal form. I have 2 base panels, and I just need a little bit of redstone. So let's go ahead and throw everything together. Our 2 base panels, shaft unit, and there we go. So we have another DC engine, and I was actually wanting to change the setup that I had up here. Let me go pick everything up from outside. And you can see here, I already started to make a hole in the wall. Because I figure, you know what, this is my rotary craft machines, I might as well put it right here. So let's just make sure that I have everything out of the fermenter here. And go ahead and pick this up. And what I want to do is just turn it around. So I'm going to put this right here and plop down my fermenter. So that way it kind of covers up that hole for me. And if I go over here, I should be able to pick up some of the pipes, the transfer pipes, and just go ahead and go from here. I don't want it to connect there, but I can fix that in just a second. And go into my fermenter. So now my fermenter should fill up with water. It might take a second. And I should be able to take a crescent hammer here and go ahead and configure this to not connect. Let's see. And it does have water now. It does look like it's a little bit warm. Let's see if that cools it off before I go and close this. Yes, see, that's perfect. It's exactly what I wanted it to do. Just cool it off just a little bit, but not make it too cold. So what you're looking for is to get the temperature gauge right in the green. That's where you're going to get your most efficient basic usage out of this machine. If it gets too hot, then your yeast can die. If it gets too cold, then you might not even make it. So that'll at least get us set up here. And what I can do is actually take a lever now and throw it right over here. So you can see it doesn't have any power, but if I hit this lever, now I have power going in. So anytime that I need to make sludge or anything else, I can just flip the lever. And so now I can take my other DC engine and plop it right down, say right here. We'll take our filling station, plop that down, and get one more lever. And of course we should have all those ethanol crystals. And if we go here and flip the ethanol, or flip the DC engine, actually for right now, let's just throw our ethanol crystals in here, flip the lever, and it should start to fill up. Nice. And I'm just going to throw the rest in there. Now I should be able to take my jetpack, throw it right in here, and it's going to fill up. Looks like it's going to take a little while, so I'm going to let this fill up, and I'll be back when it's done. Okay guys, this is taking forever to fill up. We're almost there, but you can see it takes a long time. If you've been watching the stream, then obviously you know how long it is, but if you're watching on YouTube, then it's only been a couple of seconds. So I'm going to let that finish, but there is something else that I wanted to do this episode, and that is I'm going to go ahead and make some better tools. So if we remember, I should have some cobalt here and some ardite. And I got that by running the little bit that I had through my extractor. So you can see here I ended up with quite a bit, which is good. And let's see if I have those books from Tinker's Construct in here. Because if I'm going to make, there we go, materials and you. If I'm gonna make nice tools, then I might as well put the best on them. So for the pickaxe, I'd actually like to go through here. Let's see, Alamite has reinforced level 2. Ardite has stonebound 2. Not sure I want to do that. Cobalt has reinforced 2. And with its mining speed of 11, that actually might be better than Manilium. Or is it Manili? Yeah, that's how I'm going to say it. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do a cobalt head for the pickaxe. So we're going to need 1 ingot of cobalt. And let's see, I believe obsidian has a reinforced level 3. So what we can do is we can make the tool rod out of obsidian. And what I'm actually going to do for the binding, let's see if we have some obsidian. I do, I have 1. And what I want to do for the binding is I actually want to make it out of paper. And that's just so I get an extra modifier on it. So let's go ahead and throw together another pickaxe here. And that's the only thing that I should have to melt up. I'm going to need another binding. Well, looks like I'm going to have to cut down this tree. Or what was left of the tree. Now, I don't think I'm going to make a better axe, or the better hatchet, but I might make some other tools here later. Let's see, so we should be able to just throw this together here. We'll do 1 more set of sticks. And that should do us for right now. So I'm going to need a binding and a tool rod. So tool rod out of obsidian. Keep that in here, and the binding out of paper. Do I need 2? There we go. And wait for our cobalt to finish melting up and make the pickaxe. Now the reason that I'm using paper is because I want to get an extra modifier on it. So that way when I do add things like redstone or lapis, I'll be able to add even more to make it that much faster and, you know, make sure that we get the most out of it. Now it is going to make it a little bit less durable, but I plan on putting moss on it anyway, so it's going to repair itself. So probably not as durable. Let's see. Let's see what the durability is on here. Yeah, so it's not as durable as our steel pickaxe. But you can even see that my steel pickaxe is only halfway down. But this is going to mine a lot faster. With a mining speed of 11, and it's going to let us mine up just about everything except for some of the Metallurgy 3 different ores that are a little bit harder than cobalt. And I'm going to call this the Surg pick. So now we have that, and there's one other thing that I'd like to make. And I've had a couple people ask me to make it. And I'd like to make a hammer. Now, I think I'm going to do the same thing. I think I'm going to still use cobalt because I'd like it to be a fast mining speed. And I already have a plate, and I don't have a hammer head. So, what I'm going to have to do is go through here. There it is. Get a hammer head pattern. And I'm right now just going to make it out of stone. And I should have a little bit of aluminum brass. So this in here, wait for that to cook up and make a cast. Okay, so I think I have everything that I need here to make the hammer. I have 2 cobalt plates. I made a cobalt hammer head, and I actually made an ardite tough tool rod. And going with what I made last season, I'm going to call it hammer time. And for anybody that's not familiar with the hammer, let's go ahead and find a good place we can use this without destroying my base. Because, you know what? Let's go back home real quick. It's a good time to use our jetpack. Because I was letting that fill up, and I bet you by now it's full. I wonder if I can reach right. Nope, I can't get in there. Yep, it's full. So now we should be able to put this right on, and now we have flight. Am I not able to go forward? Maybe I have to be moving before I... Oh, I don't like that at all. What's the point of having flight if you can't move forward? Or barely? I'm gonna have to play with it and see if there's different modes or something. The nice thing is because we had gotten no fall damage last episode, it makes it a little bit better for us, so we're not taking damage every time we hit the ground. So let me drop down here and show you what the hammer does. Now, your regular pickaxe, and you can see that this one's quite fast now. Your regular pickaxe is just going to do 1 block. The hammer, on the other hand, if we go and hit right here, it will do... That's probably not a good place to show it. Let me see if I can close this off. There we go. There we go. Our hammer will actually do a 3x3 in whatever direction that we're facing. Nice. And so if we wanted to go this direction, very quickly we can make some tunnels Go ahead and dig out some iron. Now you want to be careful because you don't want to swing this thing, around in your base and end up knocking down all of your machines. But if you're trying to make tunnels or strip mining, say down at Y level 12 or something like that, then this will make short work of it, as you can see here. Unfortunately, though, I do think that is going to be about the wrapping up point for this episode. I'm going to go ahead and try to make my way back out of here. And I hope you guys enjoyed. And with that, I will see you guys later.